Hi, my name is Jose and I'm going to show you how to use a robot corpse. I don't know how it's pronounced, so I'm going to call it corpse. First thing to know about the robot corpse, it's very safe, well, when you don't have all the pieces together. The only way it can operate is when all pieces are connected to this, mostly due to magnets. So today, I'll show you how to use a robotic slicer. First thing you need to know about this is what pieces go where, because we have two in the kitchen. The most important thing I learned was the shape and how it looks, because we have a shinier one over there and their lid for this is also shiny, so that kind of pieces together and make it match. The best part about this, you get to build it yourself. And the first thing you need to do is put this at a 6 o'clock angle. I think like this. And you twist it till you hear a little click. Same thing goes with this. 6 o'clock. Twist till you hear the click. So it should power on now. I don't know if the camera could hear that, but it's on. These are the kind of tools you need when you need to operate this. Because right now, let me take this off real quick. This is the main part where everything gets sliced. Because right here, it looks like nothing special, but it's missing its key components. It needs a guard. It goes right on this, but I don't feel like moving the camera. But once you put this in, you put the modifier of your choice. This is good for slicing, mostly because of one rigid edge. And I have another one meant for shredding. So if I put all the pieces together, depending on which modifier you choose, you could choose about anything you want. For now, I'm going to put the slicer. Put this back on. 6. There we go. It's very important to be safe with this. You don't want to put your hand on and someone accidentally pressing the button. But the most fun about this part, my favorite actually, is putting something through it. I don't have anything right now, but this part usually shoots out whatever you're dicing, slicing, or whatever. It comes out whatever modifier you choose. Since the sliced one is in here, if I put a carrot, I get sliced carrots. Put a potato, get sliced potato. Put this, I get the shredded version of those. And to disassemble it, just reverse the process. Click it off, take it out. Make sure you take the slicer out, the rubber guard, and this final piece. Then you're just left with the machine. Oh, I forgot to mention about this, huh? This is where you just put potatoes, tomatoes, or whatever. It's weird because this is the same thing as this little hole. but this one just comes with an attachment, so it's easier to maneuver. And it already comes with it, so it's much faster. This one needs a little piece where you just put anything, push down, comes out with the whatever slice you want. And the most key component about cleaning this stuff, for this, you gotta make sure it's unplugged. So let me unplug this real quick. Wait. I'm pretty sure it doesn't operate when it's plugged, right? Yep, it's plugged right now. The safety modification is in this, so it's awesome. Okay, now it's unplugged. And the most important thing about cleaning this, it's kind of a little effort is involved, but it gets the job done quickly. So you get some, you lose some, I guess. For any sharp object, we do not put this in the dishwasher. It could corrode the blades, and we don't want to spend a lot of money to get these, because these things are not cheap. So what we do is drench them in soapy water, rinse them off, and put them in some detergent water to sanitize it. It's non-toxic, so it's reusable. And don't forget to let it air dry. Well, don't let it air dry for too long. You don't want it to rust. So a little damp towel, or just a little dry towel, drying it up will be fine. But make sure you do it away from the blades. You don't want to go towards the blades. For this, you could just stick it in the dishwasher, but make sure there's no leftover excess of whatever you decided to slice. And for the machine, probably a damp towel or sanitized water would be good enough. And the best part about it is that the put away for the machine is pretty easy. You just grab the wire, wrap around this circle edge. This part's going to be a little flimsy, so be careful with that. Make sure you don't turn around fast so you don't whip anybody or yourself. Almost forgot about another attachment. This one's kind of simpler, but this one's usually meant for mincing. Just like the other one, this one doesn't take that much effort as the others. But this one's kind of simple. This one only has 3 parts: the tin, the lid, and the blade inside. As seen here, the blade, the tin with the little modifier fitter in here, and the lid. To assemble, it's pretty easy. Make sure you put it in the middle. Push it till it clicks in. 6 o'clock, don't forget. Make sure it's right here. Then you add your little modifier. I don't know if there's any other ones, but for importance, you gotta make sure this touches almost the bottom of the lid. It might look like it's slid in, but if it's not touching the bottom, it's not gonna operate as well. This, pretty easy. Right here on the edge of this lid, notice that there's this little groove here. I can almost put my finger in. Now make sure you grab this part, the one that looks like a weird hectagon. I don't know my shapes that well, but the point where it's sticking out. See how this leveled and this one piece? For this little gap, make sure you put it on the left side of the handle, twist it shut. And due to the magnets inside, it should operate. Nice. Disassemble, reverse the process. Simple as that. And as for the other machine, it's kind of the same. The blades need to be washed thoroughly by hand. Sanitize, wash, rinse, sanitize, in that order. Same thing for this. Damp towel with detergent, water, wipe it down. This can be thrown, and this can be thrown in the dishwasher. But you gotta make sure no excess is still in there. You don't want to wash food scraps, do you? And notice that I didn't unplug it. The operation, this is crazy. Safety guys, awesome. Like so. You wrap it around. And that should be all. Alright, the next thing I'll show you is my personal favorite, because I like doing stuff by hand. The mandolin. To assemble it, pretty easy. This little lever on the back, and this little lever that comes out. Stand it up. That's kind of it. But when you do this, you gotta make sure you have some type of tray in the bottom, because this one doesn't have any containers to catch anything. You're gonna have to put a container down here. You can't see the ground. My favorite part about this is what you can do with this. There's this little lever right here. Ooh, I love this. And two other levers on the back. One up here, another one down here. It's modified for both edges. First, I'm going to show you how it's used. Usually pull this lever to modify what you need. You can put it as high or as low as you want. Because see here, the teeth are popping out. Let me see if it shows on the camera. See how it just got wider? It puts a little force into it to make it open. But once you've done that, you're gonna have to put that down. And this little lever controls the teeth right here only. So like this, the teeth are gone. So it's just one big line. You can push something through and you get slices. Put the teeth here. Those are pretty thin. I'm gonna say juliennes. You can get like small cuts of juliennes just by using this little lever to control the teeth. Let's see if you can see. See that? I find this gadget pretty useful. But my favorite one has to be the crinkle cutter. No doubt. I love this thing. Mostly because it can make waffle fries. So what you're gonna do is grab this bottom piece, pull it down, and adjust the modification of how big you want your crinkle cuts. You can even put a pickle and make some dills. I like mine a little thick. And if you want your crinkle cut, just pass them through. But if you want the waffle fries, I learned this just last week. You push them down, put it back up, twist 25 degrees, push down, they go back 25 degrees. It's not a circular motion. You go back and forth. I kind of love it. This is my favorite type of food. Since the blades are attached to this item, I'm pretty sure you have to put this in a 3-part sink where you wash any excess off, rinse anything else, put some sanitizer in it, the non-toxic kind, let it air dry for a little bit. Make sure you don't let it air dry too long. I'm kind of a cautious guy, so I don't want anything to rust because I don't want to pay more money for something that I broke. And you have to be very careful of how you dice and slice things. One of the most common mistakes is people putting their whole hand and not controlling when they slice. Take this for example. Pretend this is a potato. I don't care. It's a potato. You might be cutting and cutting, but it gets shorter and shorter. And if you don't move your hands, eventually you're gonna cut yourself. I just realized that sounds bad. Another common mistake would be not washing it thoroughly. These little crevices for the wrinkle cuts, sometimes there's residue inside these little pivots. Make sure you wash it thoroughly, especially during when reusing it. It's not good to have leftover potatoes when you need to slice carrots to put in a salad. That's not gonna look good. Next, the last thing I need to show you guys will be the slicer. It's kind of huge, so I'm gonna have to move. Hey, my name is Jose, and today I'm going to show you how to operate one of these bad boys, a slicer, a whole butt slicer. I already got it plugged in, and today I'll be showing you how to properly use and sanitize. Like this. Well, the first thing I learned of how to use this is the dials right here. You see all the numbers? It determines how thick you want it. This will make it thicker, this will make it thinner. Look. Thicker and thinner. It's perfect for cutting anything. If you want to slice bread, sliced ham, but cheese is when it gets more difficult. As you can see, there's a little handle inside. And this will help you. Dang, this is kind of hard to move. There we go. This helps keep anything from slipping out. See these little teeth? Comes very useful in slicing cheese. You put the block of cheese in there, push down. You'll power it up with this thing right here. You'll pull it and just start pushing. Matter of fact, let me show you. Now it's starting to spin. And just turn it off. Boom. Just push. And there's a setting for how high and low. Since I'm a little scared, I'm not going to do that. Let's do 20. So now the thickness is at 20. And now, the fun part about this is it has an automatic switch. And to make it work, you gotta make sure that it's all the way back. And flip the switch. Oh, I forgot. Turn it on. Now I'll show you how to properly disassemble it so it's easier to clean. First, let's take out this big piece of metal. Like everyone knows, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Then this should fall all the way back. I didn't show you. This should fall all the way back. Should pop right out. Boom. You can see the little insertion where the screw goes. Now my favorite is the cover plate. Like again, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Then you gotta make sure it goes to the left so it can unlock. See how it flips back by itself? That's one of the key components of how to lock it back in place. But I'll show you that in a bit. And one other thing to take care of is the knife guard, this black thing right here. Boom. It takes a little time to untangle it, well, especially for me since I never really taken this part out before. But look, got it out eventually. Didn't take that long. As you can see, there's just a little crevice, so, and this looks like it's just a pop in and pop out. Now for these things, this is obviously too big to run through the dishwasher. So we put it in this 3-part sink here. And to give it a good deep clean, we'll usually use buckets of soapy water and detergent water to wipe down all 3 of these. Especially this. We usually get a moist towelette and start scrubbing off any excess dirt. The most important thing is the inside of the outer blade. What we would do is we get our rag, hold it. We get our rag and we'll usually put it through this crevice to wrap around. Since I have no one holding the camera, I'll try my best. Dang it. But you get the gist of it. We put one thin end of the rag inside this, then we'll twirl the blade around to clean the inside. We'll stick this in here and we'll clean, eventually go all the way around and clean the inside of this inner rim. And to assemble, like I said before, reverse the process. Let's put this piece because it seems easier. Easy enough. Now this is the part. Right here, these little crevices, and perfectly fits for these little marks. And you see how it doesn't look like it's fully inserted? Well, these two look like, but not this part. The thing is that you gotta twist this and it can fully insert. Let go and it's locked back in place. Don't you love to see it? Now this part, sorry, you guys gotta go down real quick. Okay, I was probably right around here. Push it back in. Make sure it's all the way back so it can fully insert itself in. Push it forward. And like I said before, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And some of the things you need to be cautious about is how to use it, because like I said, these little teeth right here, they're great for holding everything in place, but when it's on and you push forward, the blade could end up cutting off these little teeth. They can end up cutting these little teeth, and there's going to be like little chunks of plastic inside of the product. That's not gonna taste good. And another thing is when doing it without any safety precautions in yourself, like you gotta think yourself. You gotta think these things through. But I know everyone makes mistakes. Back. Just testing if it's actually stable and actually in place. There we go. Another thing to be worried about is when someone's fingers are near. Henceforth, the push and pull. It's really high for someone to accidentally push it in. That's why it's a pull. And if someone happened to start cleaning this while it's still plugged in, that's not going to look good either. What else? What else was there? Cleaning it before. Yeah, another thing to be worried about is to make sure when it's plugged in, you gotta make sure that you don't accidentally turn it on, or if someone accidentally turns it on. Say someone's apron was tied around up front and the bow's right here. They probably just reach for it and the thing could be hooked. The possibility of that is kind of low, but I mean, who's gonna reach over this? You can just go around. But if something does happen like that in a confined space, someone might pull it while someone's cleaning, and that will not look good. And I'm pretty sure I described everything you need to do to clean it, especially for a deep clean. You don't really need to move this. It's all one giant mechanical monster. Get some soapy water, scrub the dirt off, and some sanitizer, and you should be set. Just get one more good look around it, shade.